associates made a lot of these, and my dad used this in his act a lot. This is him in Rocky Springs back, I would say, in the 50s. It's some kind of show back at that time. But I have a couple words here that the club put out in one of their newsletters. Looks like it was about 20 years ago from my calculations. A little about how he became a magician, and he joined the Professional Magicians Club in 1945 after the war, and he lived in Lancaster. But he joined, became a magician. Basically, he took life when he was 14 and he joined the YMCA Magicians Club, and he had a magic mentor there that worked with him called Walt Landis. But early on, he learned that, like most of these guys, they learned by watching others and learning from successes and failures. And one of his, I remember him telling me this, that at the age of 14, a friend of his decided to give fire eating a try. And they filled a can of gasoline and got a few bite-sized sponges and proceeded to the friend's kitchen. And my dad let his buddy go first, and his friend soaked the sponges in gas and put them in his mouth and blew out a lit match. Well, at the end of his breath, his buddy sucked back, and it proceeded, the fire came back at him. He spit the sponges out on the floor. I remember my dad telling me this, that it started on fire, they were stomping out to the rug, and it didn't go too well. But my dad decided right there that he was never going to try eating fire or blowing fire. So after 20 years, he saw his friend, and he said his friend's nose hair had never grown back after that incident. He saw, my dad remembered, he said, saw many greats magicians through the years, Blackstone, Senior, Paul and Paul, and his favorite Channing Pollock. I don't know, some gentleman in the club probably knows who them is, but his one non-magical act that left a memorable impression was him with a dog act where a Chihuahua did a 1.5 flip and landed on the guy's thumb on his paw. And I remember my dad's told that was a great thing to do. So again, I like to thank the club for coming year after year and providing entertainment and in memory of my dad. Thanks.
It's our honor to come and remember your dad and mom and enjoy being with you. So we have a number of performers that are each going to introduce themselves. The very first performer, right, is actually somebody who does breathe fire. He's not allowed to do that here, fortunately or unfortunately. He will introduce himself, but let's make him welcome.
There we go. It seems to work. Thank you. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is... Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Almar. Yes, I do eat fire, I do better nails, I do hanging upside down with straitjackets, but I also do simple magic tricks too. Now, the things that you'll see me do tonight, stay, good, will be done completely with just my 10 magic fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With my 10 magic fingers. So, let's get down to the basics. This is called a bright red silk. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Good evening and welcome to wherever they told you you were coming to. Please pay attention to the pretty red silk due to the fact that I probably have no idea what's going on. I am now going to take it and wave it through my hand 37.5 times. As you watch carefully, you will notice I have no idea about what I am doing. But that's quite all right, because I get used to this, and if I actually pay attention, I find out things don't happen my way. But like I said before, if you watch, pay attention, you will still notice I still have no idea what's going on, but I put on a good front. Now, as I say, you simply take your hand in here, over, up, back, down, through, and we are, oh, sorry. And that's the point where I go, ta-da! Oh, yes, eating fire is great. I've been doing it for 40-some years. They say there's side effects, but I don't think any of them are noticeable. Oh, excuse me. Okay, well, now that we've gone through the normal magic, it's time to go into the dangerous stuff. So we're going to need somebody that's brave and not scared and has possibly, you. Come here. Come on up here. Turn, look at the audience. We need to smile, that's it. What's your name, sir?
Brody.
Brody, here, you want to hold the microphone? Look at that, you got a job and everything. Now, Brody, have you ever met anybody like me before?
Him.
Him? You can see we're a weird bunch, aren't we? Now, have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Harry Houdini?
No.
Oh, Harry Houdini was great. He used to do all kinds of things with handcuffs, chains, and stuff like that there. But we're not going to do this. We are going to do the 100-foot naked rope escape with about 12 feet of rope. Does this sound exciting to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to bring this chair up here like this here. Make yourself comfortable. Act like you belong up here. Yeah, that's it. Now, I'll tell you what. You go find somebody else that looks like they know how to tie a knot. You can hold on to the coat. I'll hold on to the microphone. Go ahead. Figure out who looks like it. It doesn't matter. You can even get some of those ugly people in the back. I'm talking about the rest of the magic crew or whatever. Or whoever you like.
You.
Well, sir, if you want to come up, that's up to you, but it involves tying a knot. So,
And then you.
no problem at all. Okay, oh, you got Tom. Tom you'll be seeing later on in the show. Okay, now, here we go. You hold the microphone, and this is what's going to happen. You two are going to tie me up, okay? And once you tie me up, here, let's see. You take that one, okay? And you take that one, and you're going to pull really tight, okay? Come on. Let's make me work for this. That's here. Give me the microphone so you can use both hands. Okay? You got it nice and tight. There you go. Hey, you never liked me. Come on. Act like it. Yeah, that's it. Come on, get a good grip on there. Okay, you got it? Now, this is what's going to happen here is I'm going to take one hand and then I'm going to take the other, right like this here. And I want you to actually tie a knot on top of my hands. Come on, bring it in. Cross it over with his, and here comes the fun part. Because this knot here, you get to make it as tight as you want. It's just a knot. It's just like tying shoes. What do you,
I don't know.
you weren't in the Navy, were you?
I don't tie shoes, see, I can.
Okay. All right. See that there? Now pull. That's it. Now, as you can see, the harder you pull, the more my fingers start changing colors. Pretty amazing, ain't it? Give it a moment here. It's going to go into a dark purple. Now.
Oops. Did you lose that one?
Yeah. Just put it up there. Okay. Now you're going to have to come along and put the top knot in. So put the top knot in. There you go. Keep it tight. There you go. Go, and I go through the two of them. God, where's the Cub Scouts when you need them?
You want to go through two of them? Hold it.
Oh, no, I just mean like, a double knot, Good enough. Got it?
Got it.
Pull it tight. Okay, now, getting a workout today, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, now here's the thing. Pick up the expensive jacket that you just threw on the ground, okay? And I want you to, no, you're gonna actually put it over where my hands are. And then I'm gonna give you a little direction on covering it up. But make sure, that's it. Make sure you don't lose track of that end of rope. So pull on that end of rope tight, that's it. Pull on it with your right hand and use your left hand to adjust the jacket or so, okay? So, no, you just grab a grip. Same, you opposite, but with opposite hands. Do you understand that?
Well, I got it.
Okay, now bring it up a little bit back towards me, and what I want you, no, back here. Okay, got it? Now, why don't you, I don't know, something's not, take this off a second, would you? Take the jacket off, yeah. Something's not. Okay, cover it back up, That's it. You grab your side, you grab your side. No, the jacket. Yeah, that's it. Now, what is it? You got and I don't know. See how I'm doing. See how I'm doing. Good. You can peek. You can. Am I still? I'm still in the bottom now. All right. One more time. Just cover up. And like I said. And your name again was? Brody. Brody. Nice to meet you. My name's Almar, and I think we're gonna give up on this. Your name is Harry. Harry. Nice to meet you. And I think I'm just going to take it at this point and hobble over to the side. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Almar. Ain't go anyplace. Hope it's on. I was talking the whole time.
Hello, yeah.
On the sheet.
You want to share?
Almar says you just drop that in there and it stays there. We'll see. Oh, don't too safe in. No, Mike. No, I think I'll just hold it. And for my next song,
There you go.
it's gonna stay there. Almar,
Yeah.
is that where it's supposed to be?
Now, hold on.
Come on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Yes.
Will they go in the mic stand? The microphone will go in the mic stand up there?
Yeah, it'll fit in the mic stand.
Cool.
Once upon a time. Okay, we're just gonna do this way. First of all, now is that better? You can't hear me at all now. Okay. Well, how many people work with ropes? I know Almar does because he just showed it to me. Anybody else work with ropes? Raise your hand. Nobody else works with ropes. Nobody ever hung washing or washing. Okay. I didn't know until I joined the club, but are you aware that there's a right end and a wrong end to a rope?
No.
You didn't know that? Do you think this is the right end or this is the right end? Are you sure? Okay. Well, there's one way to find out. I'm going to attempt to place some knots into this rope just by twisting them up.
No, you want to put it on the
Now,
stand.
we'll take this end first. If it's the wrong end, it won't work. If it's the right end, we're in business. So we'll start with the wrong end, and we're gonna make some loops here. How many knots would you like me to put in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 4. Lady says 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The instruction book says you put this through there, get a hold of that, and you let it go, and you have 4 knots right there in the rope. See them? See the 4 run knots? None there. You know what that means? We had the wrong end of the rope. So now we gotta get the right end. So we get the right end this time. 4 knots or more? 6. I'm pushing now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's good you didn't say any more. I ran out of rope. Put this end through here. Get a hold. 6 knots. 6 knots. See them? You don't see them. Six knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Okay, now for the next little demonstration, I need 2 volunteers. How about, ma'am, what's your name?
Amy.
You're the mother of the little boy?
Yes.
We hope.
Yes.
Okay, come on up here. And I need somebody from this side. How about the girl in the maroon blouse, top, sweater, whatever you want to call it? Stand right here. You stand right here. Your name is? Brittany. That's my neighbor's name. And your name?
Amy.
Brittany and Amy. Give them a hand. Okay. Now give them a foot. Okay, in this little magic box, since it's getting close to Easter, we have some Easter eggs. Okay? And in this little magic bag here, which I stopped and got lunch on the way out here from Barbies. Okay? Now, Brittany, you stand here. And Amy?
Yes.
Amy, I want you to take the eggs out of there, and I want you to dump them in here. Okay? Now, this little experiment that I am able to transfer a thought from one person to another. You believe that? You do, huh? Okay. What I want you to do is reach in the bag, not looking, and pick one egg out of there. There's 3 different colors, green, blue, and I think yellow. What color do you have? Yellow. Okay, you see that egg? I want you to think of the color of that egg. And through your mind, down through your arm, very carefully, I want you to see if you can reach in this bag and pick out just the yellow, no green or blue. Take your time. Is that amazing? Oh, that was too easy, wasn't it? Straight back in. It never happens twice. Now, just different color this time. Show her what it is. Look at the egg. Got that? Take your time. Amazing! That's never happened to me before. You sure they're different colors? Okay, put your egg in there. We'll try it one more time. Maybe I didn't shake enough. Try one more time. Yeah, don't get a blue or yellow. I think there's a green in there. Green. Green is the toughest one. Okay? See if you can get a green egg. All right, I know what the problem is. Change places. You come over here. You come over here. And I'm going to trade places now and see. if you can take an egg out, any color you want, yellow, okay? And now we're going to see if Brittany can find a yellow egg to pick out. Ah, it's amazing. So that's how she found the little egg in the bag. Thank you. Next, don't run up here too fast, though.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to just, that's the video.
Still on?
Still on. Hi everybody, my name is Seth. You just refer to me as Seth the Magician. My first trick will be to see if I can get this to stay in the stand. Let's see how this works. I think that's good. Everybody can still hear me good? Yeah. Only want to do one trick. It's got a couple layers to it. But the first thing I wanted to stress is, in case anybody missed breakfast today, most important meal of the day, I brought some breakfast for you, some Special K. And what I will need is one helper, and Brody, you've done really well. Would you like to come help me? Everybody, this is Brody. First thing I want you to do is reach in that bag carefully and let me know if there's anything in there. Nothing in the bag. I'm going to go into my pocket and give you a blue silk. What I want you to do is take this small silk and place the silk into the bag. Can you do that? Okay, place it into the bag. Now, I'm going to make the silk disappear. Okay? Reach in. Did the silk disappear? Put it back in. I know what we forgot to do. You didn't wave your hand over the bag. Wave your hand over the bag. Reach in now. Silk in there? No, it's empty? Very good. Very good. Great. You did great. Now that you're doing good, we'll step this up a little bit. This time, 2 silks. 1 yellow, 1 red. And we'll do it right this time where you we'll wave the hand. Okay. Take the 2 silks. Place the 2 silks into the bag. Very good. Now, wave your hand. The bag. Reach in. Are they in there? No, it's empty? Very good. Now, let's bring the silks back. Okay? Can you do that? Same thing. Wave your hand and we'll bring the silks back. Hand. I'm going to bring the silks back. Let me look. They didn't come back. They became the bag. Very good. So here we have the red and the yellow silks. Where's the blue one? It's been opened? What if I open it? There's the silk. That's called the breakfast trick. Thank you, Brody. And if anybody would like the cereal, I'll just
Big round of applause for Seth. That's just a cheap way of me getting applause when I walk up here. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Yeah, okay, good. My name's Steve, and the first trick I'm going to do is more in the nature of a public service message rather than a trick. It's about gambling and why you shouldn't gamble. And this actually happened to me years ago. I was at a carnival, and the guy said, I'm going to show you a game with 3 cards. And he said, here's what it is. The queen is the money card. If you get the queen, you get $10. If you miss the queen, you owe me $10. So he said, and besides the queen, there were 2 twos. You get a 2, you lose. So he shuffled the cards, and I could swear I saw him put the queen on the bottom. So I said, it's on the bottom. He said, no, I'm sorry. You owe me $10. I said, whoa, this is a tough game. I said, well, it's not on the bottom, it must still be on the top. He said, no, that's it, so you owe me $20. I said, well, it's not on the bottom, it's on the top, it's gotta be in the middle. No? I owed him $30, and I said, I know, you're using more than 3 cards. And he counted 1, 2, 3 cards, $40. I said, I know. You switch the cards, and there's no queen there. He said, no, it's right here. $50 I owed him. I was ready to pay him the $50, and he said, listen, I'll let you get your money back. Double or nothing on the $50. Here's a queen, and here's a 2. If you could tell me what this card is, I'll give you your money back. Well, I guessed. You know, that's what I said too, but I was wrong. And double or nothing on $50 is 100. I'll need you later on. What's your name, Brody? I used to do kid shows, yes. Okay, this is like a patriotic trick. If I can untangle the ropes. Let me see. Yeah, red, white, and blue. So for this trick, I have to tie some like secret magic knots in the rope. You can all talk among yourselves while you get this. All right, there's one, and let me see. I'll tie these 2. Now, Brody, I'm going to need you to come up here. And stand on my right. That's your left. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I got them. Now, here's the trick. I blow gently on the knot. The knot falls off, and the 2 color ropes blend together. Good trick. Yeah, ready? And when it falls, could you pick it up for me? Okay, because big guys don't bend. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so let me, no, you know what I should do? Good party around this place. And for the last trick, I'm going to need somebody's, I shouldn't write in pencil, somebody's imagination. I've got 4 big playing cards in here, 4 kings. Now, let me see, who's got a good imagination? Anybody? Okay, how about this young lady here? All right, what's your name?
Brittany.
You can stay in your seat, Brittany. Okay, so there's 2 kings. Now, I'm going to take 2 of them out. Now, in your imagination, Brittany, did I take out the black kings or the red kings?
The red.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take one of those red kings and turn it around. Which one did I turn around? Again, your imagination.
The King of Hearts.
The King of Hearts. Okay, I'm going to put the cards back in here. Now, I've got 4 cards in here. And I'm just going to take them out. And this may be amazing, but, oh, I'm sorry, queens. The only card that's face up is the Queen of Hearts, which was from your imagination, right? In fact, I was so sure when I came here that someone would pick the Queen of Hearts. It's the only card that's got a red back. And you know, I've done this trick several times, and people always ask me, they say, Well, what if I pick one of the other ones, right? What do you think? You know what would have happened? Nothing at all. Thank you. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, can you see me?
Yeah.
Testing. Is that working all right? Picking me up? All right. Brody, right? This is what happens when you're the only kid in the place. Like, I can't really, Brittany, just, you've kind of passed the kid zone, haven't you? Come on, Brody.
And who are you, Tate?
Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, I'm Papa Tater. Hi, who are you? Oh, you're Brody. So, bring this way. Big smile, you're in show business. We'll go with that. All right, now, were you playing in the snow?
No.
I want to know how you found any. Well, then what's the snowball? Why are you giving me dirty look? Now, what's in my hand? Coins? Which show are you watching? It's just that I still want to know about this one, though. Here, hold your hands out. 2 magical snowballs. You got them? All right. How? I should stop doing that. All right, I'm going to hold this one. You hold this one. Squeeze. You got it? All right, so you got one, I got one, right? Now, what I'm going to do is that... You still got yours? Yeah. Are you always this much trouble? Now, I'm assuming everyone knows what these are. I heard it. Straws. Very good. This is the kind you're probably most familiar with. You know what it's made out of? Plastic. That's right. See if you can tear that in half. No go? You know why? Because plastic's made to last. Now this straw. Let's see if any of you remember this. This one's made out of what? Not plastic. Paper. Anybody remember paper straws? Yeah, we used to have these back when I went to the church picnics. It was about, actually smaller than you. We've got paper straws with these tiny little drinks that are barely worth opening. I'll try and tear that in half. Ooh, that's a little easier, isn't it? Tear those in half again. Both of them. Yep, pick up your mess. There we go. There we go. Now, can I have those pieces? That's it. Now, here's my question. How is this going to survive my chocolate milk? Would you like to see me put it back together? All right, here we go. How's that? You don't look impressed. Who invited you up here? Fine, we'll do it the hard way. Yuck. Oh. Oh. Come on! I don't remember having that much trouble when I was I have something that's very special
you were told earlier, this show is in memory of Charles Ames. And this is a set of stainless steel rings. What's special about them is that Charlie had these custom made just for him. And I am very proud and feel very lucky that they are now mine. I've used these on the streets of Lancaster. They are solid stainless steel. They hurt like crazy when they drop on your foot, but they do bounce, so I don't have to worry about them. Something else special about these, I call them the traveling rings. I've been taking these around to magic meetings, conventions, all kinds of different things. I've been getting other magicians to play with them. What does that mean? See, some people collect autographs. I collect magicians. I now have a list of magicians that have handled these rings. And the list just keeps getting longer. Somebody earlier mentioned Blackstone. The friend, Chuck, or Chip, yeah. Blackstone Sr., anybody remember him? Well, one of his assistants is still around. She has played with these rings. A couple weeks ago, I got Mac King. If you've never heard of him, he's from Vegas. Has a show that's been around for quite some time in Vegas. So these were Charlie's rings. And Charlie used to make magic with them. I'm hoping that I can continue that tradition. Here, catch. You gotta be faster than that. Watch right here. Watch him. Put your hand up in the air. Yep, you'll be fine. Just put your hand up, grab hold of that ring. Now don't move. Stay right there. Now, these rings are too big to get through the hole, aren't they? Not going to fit. And of course, they're not going to go up and down, right? No? Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Thank you so much for coming out to play with me. I'm Papa Tater. It's still on.
I'll get it figured out sooner or later. Maybe later.
Need help?
I think I'm ready. So, did any of you grow up in a neighborhood where everyone knew everyone? Did you grow up like that? The kind of neighborhood where if you got in trouble, your mom heard about it before you got home? Did any of you grow up like that? Did any of you have someone named Darlene in your neighborhood who was the neighborhood grouch, who yelled at everyone in the neighborhood, whether it was your kid or not? It didn't really matter. You were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, you heard about it from her. So I am looking for someone, well, I'm just going to ask all of you actually to take over the role of Darlene. So you're going to put your grouchy faces on. All right? And so get ready. John, no smiling, please. I want you to look grouchy. And could we, John, would it be possible to turn you around so you're looking that way? Jason, could you help me? So we're just going to turn John around. You stay in your chair, John. If you're okay with that, we'll just spin you around. So we're facing John right here, okay? And John will use you in a little bit, and I need somebody else. Man, what is your name? Not looking at me, but what's your name? Mary Beth. Would you mind coming up and sitting right beside John right here? I need a couple of people for this story, so please come on up. And since you're laughing at her, what's your name? Betty, would you come along and join her? I'm going to bring a chair up. So two of you come up together. So if you'd come up and join me. I was going to use Jason's family, but they had to leave because they had a hockey game or a hockey practice or something. So if you'd have a seat right here, that'd be great. If you'd have a seat right here, that'd be great. And I'll get to you guys in just a little bit. So my neighbor, Merlin, who lived 2 doors up the street from me, he was 5 years old. And I was 5 years old. We were the best friends. How many of you can remember having a best friend when you were a small child? Yeah? What was your best friend's name?
Jack.
Did you get in trouble together?
Oh,
Well, Merlin and I got in trouble together. Merlin was my best friend, so what I did, Merlin did, and what Merlin did, I did. And we ended up going to school together all the way through high school. He's now out in Wyoming. He's some big shot in the lumber industry. How he did that, I don't know. But anyway, so Darlene, is anyone here named Darlene? That's good? Because Darlene's mom, when she was a grouch. Let's see, could you put your hand out flat? So this is the mama bunny right here. And this is the daddy bunny in the back. Those of you who sat in the back, I told you should sit up front. So in the back, can you see the difference between the bunnies? See, one has long ears and one has short ears. That's how we could tell them apart. So the mama bunny, can you just curl your fingers up, turn your hand over like that. So you got the mama bunny, and I got the daddy bunny. So we got the daddy bunny in the daddy bunny cage. We got the mama bunny in the mom bunny cage. Now Merlin's mom, Darlene, she was always yelling at us. I'm going to start what Darlene said, and you finish it in a grouchy Darlene kind of way. Got it? So get your grouchy face on. And I'm going to ask, is it Leon? I'm going to ask you to finish this one, okay? Can you put your glasses down on your nose? You'll look a little more grouchy that way. She'd be like, you boys are 5 years old. You get out of that big tree right now before you fall down and break your leg and your leg, head, nose, whatever. Ma'am, you told me your name earlier and I promptly forgot. Miriam, thank you. I'm going to ask you to finish this one, and the word is pancake. Okay? So you can get your grouchy face on, and it's just going to be pancake. She'd be like, don't you ride your tricycles out of the street. A big truck's going to come along and smash you flat as a
pancake.
That's pretty good. But you smiled when you said it. Can you say it in a grouchy way? Pancake. And then she'd say, don't you let those bunnies out, because you know what would happen. But we were 5 years old. And we didn't know what would happen. So when you're 5 years old and somebody says, don't let the bunnies out, what do you have to do? To find out what would happen. So we got the bunnies out. Can I have the bunny? And the bunnies they're hopping around in the garden. And the daddy bunny and mama bunny. And what could they eat out in the garden? Lettuce and carrots and radishes and Brussels sprouts and sweet peas and green beans and sweet corn and potatoes and tomatoes and sweet potatoes. All those things that bunnies would like to eat. At the end of the day, we thought we ought to catch them. So John, would you mind holding the daddy bunny for me? Can you put your hand out flat? There you go. Curl your fingers up. Turn your hand over. Just hold it like that. That's great. And did you have the mama bunny? Or did you? No, you had the mama bunny. Can you put your hand out flat? So we put the mama bunny in the mama bunny cage a gazillion million times, but we never shut the door. And she ran away down this big hole. She put her little nose out, wiggle, 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 but we couldn't catch her. stuck her little tushy out, doo-dee-doo-dee-doo, but we couldn't catch her. We were crying and crying because Darlene is going to be so, that's right, mad. But my mom was nice. She said everything will be okay. That's what she said. John, you did a great job down there. Can you hold your hand up that has the bunnies? Hold it up high. There you go. The bunny was back. Thank you, John. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's just, can you hold him again? You did a great job. Can you put your hand out, fat man? Put your hand, curl your fingers up nice and tight. Turn your hand over like that. There you go. So you got the daddy bunny, you got the mama bunny, and we thought Darlene would never find out that we let the bunnies out. But guess what happened? She did. 21 days later, she found out that the bunnies had been out together. It was a miracle. Let's see, John, can you hold it up high? Oh, there was the daddy bunny. Just like normal. Did you want to scratch him under his chinny chin chin, man? You got a good imagination. Can you hold the mama bunny up high? Turn your hand over. There was exploding bunnies. Let's see how well you remember your literary lessons. There was Flopsy Bunny. There was Mopsy Bunny. You know where this is going, don't you? There was Cottontail Bunny, and the last one, Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter Rabbit. That's right. Beatrice Potter. Give them a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our show. So I would like to recognize our performers again. I don't know where Almar went. He must have just stepped out. So we have Almar, the professional idiot. Right behind him was Papa Tater. Come on up. Papa Tater came right behind him. We have Tom. Come ahead, Tom. Steve Morrissey. And we have Seth as well. And we also have a wonderful audience, and that is you. So thank you for coming out. Some of you who come to our show regularly will remember that Mike Snyder used to be part of our group and Rocky Rydell used to be part of our group. They both passed away in the last year, so they're here with us in spirit. We're remembering them as well as Charlie Ames and part of the Ames family. So thank you to the Ames family for joining us, and thanks to the rest of you for coming out and joining us tonight. One last hand for our performers.